Hello everyone, today we are going to paint at my local cafe. I've been there many times and it's a lovely little place in Denmead, Hampshire, UK, and it's perfect for a little breakfast or quick coffee, things like that. So it's a really cute little place. It's been there for years and years, since I think 80s, so it has kind of nostalgic vintage vibe and small village feel. So what I'm going to do, just looking for my liner. Any of these will do. So I did quickly sketched with my mechanical pencil. I tried to do it with a normal one, this type, but it was just so awkward. I think I'm definitely mechanical pencil person. And the paper I used is from Paint On Clairefontaine. This one, I really like it. It's a multi-technique mixed media paper, so it will take a lot of different materials. It's great for watercolors. It's thick enough, so you can see the paper is quite generously thick. It has 40 pages in this block. It's not too expensive. That's a nice little surprise. And I absolutely love painting, drawing my mixed media stuff in an A5 size. So it's a win-win for me. So let's get started. And today I thought I could hopefully get the charm of this little place. What I'm going to do first, I will ink everything with my little liners, and then I will use rubber to get rid of the pencil. Before that, I might actually use this putty rubber, which you can mold. This particular one is from Faber-Castell. I really like this brand. If you're watching me for a while, I have lots of products from this brand, and all I'm doing is just pressing down so it will ease off that pencil. I can obviously rub it off after, but it just makes work a little bit easier. And some people, when they do watercolors without liner, that's what they do. They actually just rub off as much as they can the pencil. They're using very hard pencil and very light. And then in the end, they just dab it with a putty and they don't bother with inking. They just go straight with the paint. So it's an option to make the pencil faint or invisible. But in that case, I'll be inking, erasing, and then painting with my watercolors and some other materials. So let's start with a smaller size pen, Micron 04. Micron, Pigma Micron. It's an iconic liner. I think everybody knows that one. And this is size 4. They are waterproof, which is very important. So it's 0.4 millimeters, this one. So I'm just going to take a look, and it has very distinctive roof line. Just make it quite loose. And those little tiles I quite like to do, not individually, but I kind of show that they are actually tiles in that roof, because it's quite characteristic bit for that building. I think it's the most characteristic thing, that it has this little triangle shape roof. Denmead is quite small, but it's getting more and more people living here, so it's not tiniest village. It has a few shops and hairdressers and beauty shop, beauty salon, a few pubs. And we really love living here because it's so relaxing. It's very small field village, basically. People are kind, they know each other mostly. Even if you don't know someone on a dog walk, you can say hi and people will respond. It's really friendly. I really like this liner for this technique. And when I do the line, I kind of not pressing completely straight line, I leave a little bit out. So in this picture there are some buildings on the side, but I decided to, as usual, to add a little bit of plants in the background because that's my artistic license and that's how I feel. I said that I will be practicing more of foliage, and I haven't really, I'll be honest with you guys. I had a very busy June, July. July is more photography focused. I had so many photo shoots and weddings and stuff and things happening, because in the summer people are usually wanting photo sessions. But I'm very happy. I'm not going to complain about it. Don't get me wrong. It's not me crying about that. I'm just a fact. I didn't really have that much time for painting, so it's so lovely to finally get back to it. And it's a bit like a therapy. It's a bit like having a massage. For me personally, and painting is very relaxing. It just grounds me. So I thought I really need that. In June, end of June, I had absolutely epic trip to Italy. We went to North Italy and Switzerland. I have never been there before. Lake Como and all the little villages, and I honestly cannot wait. That's definitely a massive highlight, and yeah, this trip was absolutely amazing. We went to so many places. It was organized trip from the like a tour with a tour guide and things like that. So we were explained everything, and we didn't have to worry about where we're going. There's no way I would go on a trip like this and see that much as we did with that tour guide and organized in an organized manner. No way I would do it by myself. So here it is a bit tricky because that writing is actually in white and I'm making it, well, that's a liner, so I think I might do it with the gouache later. I don't know what do we do. I really started kind of, okay, let's do it with a liner and then we can decide later. I do struggle a little bit with typography, as you can see. It's kind of non-existent skill of mine. I just try to mimic the character of it. And getting back to Italy, one of the places was Milan, and there were lots of little villages and places near Lake Como, and that was really my highlight rather than Milan itself. Appreciate beautiful architecture and how much work it costs to, and time and effort to build, for example, Duomo, which is a massive cathedral. However, if you would give me choice, I would go by the lake and see those tiny little villages. Just personal choice, rather than this huge cathedral with a forest of columns inside. It's just huge, humongous, and a bit overwhelming. We went on a roof as well, which was, I would definitely recommend it. It was fun experience. So coming back to this picture, I'm not doing all the possible detail of this illustration of this image because I kind of like it loose and a little bit messy. So I'm just going to grab this thicker liner, which is 02, I think, no, 05, I'm sorry. It hasn't got a number here, but I still can see the number here. So it's 0.5, it's a little bit bigger. Just making those plants, having a little bit more detail, maybe like flowers. Oh yeah, I haven't done that one it. And this is completely made up because there's no plant next to that. They always have buntings though in the windows and inside. So it's weird, I was in such a good habit of drawing, painting, making patterns and everything before I left to Italy. I was in the right groove, and then literally I left and it was very hard to get back to it. I don't know why. It was just a struggle. Can't go wrong with bunting. It's so cute. Just checking if it's recording on my microphone. Yes, I had to change battery because it does run out sometimes. I know it's the most frustrating thing when I record and then I realize at the end nothing actually recorded, nothing has registered in terms of sound. So it happened before, and what I did, I just did like a voiceover later, which took me ages to do. And also sometimes I would do just music over one or the other. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm happy with that. What's going to happen now? I'll wait 2 seconds. It's practically dry, I think. Looking at the angle, make sure I have that right. Next step is just getting rid of that pencil. I'm using again Faber-Castell eraser. There must be a phase in my life when I was just Faber-Castell die-hard fan. Completely everything. Oh, this is my pet peeve. Those little disgusting fluffs. I collect them and then I put them in a little container so it's not on the floor, dirty everywhere. This is actually, we are in my studio here where I do my photography as well. And I try to keep it super clean. It's the nicest room in the house because it's very, very tidy. Everything has its place and it's just perfect. Okay, so where we can start, as usual, I like to start from the sky, and the paint I'm using today is my, as always, favorite lovely Schmincke set. This is also on my channel, the kind of looking at this up close and swatching. I have created this lovely swatch. Here you can see. And we're going to start with the sky. Delft blue. Okay, so I'm going to just spray it quickly with a spray so the paint is nice and looser to use. That's the Faber-Castell. Look, this is just amazing. I didn't even know I had that brush. Number 6 with brushes sizes. It's so weird because it's always difficult to tell if that's small, big, because different brand can have different sort of sizing. So we're going to go with this blue, but we're going to add a little bit of green, this emerald green as well. So it should give like a nice turquoisey color. And I deliberately leave a little bit kind of white here and there. So it's not directly touching that roof. I do like that style when you have got a little bit of white peeking through between elements. Nice solid blue sky. There was not a nice weather on that day, but we can just create it. And my old trick I take this kitchen towel, wet it a little bit, and then kind of dab it a little bit. So it creates a little bit more natural cloud sky. I just like that very much. All right, so what we're going to do next, we're going to create that base layer for this building, and it's quite creamy color. So I have this lovely Naples yellow. I will start here, but for my liking it's a little bit too bright, too much. So we need to make it a little bit dirty with, I'm just taking teeny tiny of that blue, and that made it a little bit more greenish but still very creamy. So that's the kind of color I'm looking for, and I'm just going straight into it again, leaving a little bit gaps here and there so there are those white bits peeking through, especially closer to the sky where the light hits. And then we're going to play with shadows a little bit where it needs to be shadowy. So if you could comment, if anyone could comment, please, where you guys from, and also what sort of images would you like to see? Would you like to see any of my Italian photos being turned into illustrations? I took my big camera, professional camera, with me, so the photographs are, I don't want to blow in my own trumpet, but they look amazing, the photographs. I actually ordered some prints just to put around the house. Stunning, really beautiful. It was so special. So yeah, we'll see if maybe that will be a good topic. And now with the we're making a little darker, so I'm gonna pick that sepia brown and mix it a little bit with that what we have already, and I'm going to pop it here and there while it's still, doesn't matter if it's wet. That will create nice shadows, and here as well, just to bring it to 3D kind of life dimension. Great. Still a little bit wet, but it's fine. With the frames of the building and the sign, I don't want to go too dark, so I'm going to choose something like Indian red, which is a lovely warm shade, and everything is kind of warm here. Even that blue is quite warm. I need to make sure I mix enough. So with that brown, again, I'm going to take a little bit of that sky and make it a little bit dirty, like get rid of that saturation a little bit, otherwise it's going to be too strong. Why is this having a white thing? Oh, some old gouache. Haven't cleaned my palette properly. Be careful. Now, I haven't got much paint left here, so let's do it again. Indian red, pop in, and then add a little bit of that blue. And it's nice to mix stuff that you already had on the palette, that blue that I used, because it just gives a colour harmony later on, so it will all work together quite nicely. And I also remember which blue that was, so I can always add it on. It was that Delft blue. Oh, I do like that. That's nice. It might be a bit too dark now. Yeah. Okay, let's give it a go. Sometimes the droplet stays in here of water and it can kind of drop down and ruin your painting, so just be careful. I think it needs a little bit of redness in there. Whoa, that's good. That was burnt sienna, and that's more like it. Wow, it just that brush holds so much water. I just want to squeeze it out. See it? Oh, that's nice. It just brings it to life. How many times I said that already today? Brings it to life. Let's do that sign. So yeah, not sure what I would do in the future, because I don't really want to use masking liquid. I don't like using masking liquid, but that might be the answer to that sign light. Flower pot as well. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but if it has kind of, because here I didn't measure the window exactly like it should be, but does it really matter? If it does matter to you, then go for it, but I don't know, I want the character of the place rather than, you know, worrying about it too much. So what we're going to do with the windows, I think like a blue, dirty blue, or kind of greyish. So it looks like reflections a little bit, to miss out a bit on the looks like a window. Let's do those plants. I'm going to start with the lightest, and that's going to be olive green mixed with yellow hue deep. Make it nice and kind of very light green, and that's going to be just like that, dub dub dub. Especially higher up, it's more light hitting that plant, so and now it doesn't need to completely dry, but I'm going to get darker, so I'm going to keep that here, and we'll take perylene green and add a little bit of that light one so it's not completely dark. Mix it up, and then creating that darker areas. Just like so. So my next task is to create a floral, purely floral pattern, surface pattern, and start pitching it, because I have quite disjointed collections. They are very nice, but nothing is kind of put together the same. They look like from different family, basically, those images. and I wanted to make sure I create something that is very cohesive looking. So I haven't really got any proper, what is it called, florals, so I think it's time. Also, I'm adding that brown here for the shadows for the bottom. And adding more shadows generally here and there. Just maybe under that sign as well. It's more like it. Let's make with that yellow hue, mix it a little bit with blue. We can make the letterbox and those lights. Now with this little sign for anti-burglary stuff, I'm just going to use my pencil, Polychromos from Faber-Castell. Honestly, what's going on? Is that the only materials I use? So having this attached to the board, not to the table, allows me to move my painting, and I can now, without smudging things, carry on. Oh, should we just CIA how to do that? Okay, I have white posca pen, and that's going to be my saving situation. These are not watercolors. If you wanted to kind of smudge it into watercolor, that's possible as well. I like that. That's cool. So we can work a little bit more with color pencils. Let's get this one. Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle, which is a lovely set. They are so creamy, so dreamy. I think I need to order a few more just in different shades. So let's start with this terracotta one to give that roofs a little bit more definition. So just here and there I'm pressing down. It gives it a little bit of color variety and makes it look a little bit more interesting. And here for that flower pot, and this one as well. So I don't want to bring too many different colors because I want this to look cohesive. Let's tackle those plants with the same green we had. This might be tricky. They're so small. Just a hint, and then we can go with a pencil a little bit more. Red always looks so nice against that, and because that plant is a little bit closer, it needs to be a bit more vivid, I think. And so these little guys. Cool. And with this very vibrant yellow, lemon yellow, I'm just going to add a little bit more at the top of the plant so it looks even more 3D. We still have our bunting to do. Just wondering what color this would be good. Maybe purple. Pinkish kind of, that sort of vibe. I think pink would be cute. This pink or this pink. This is like a nice warm pink. Maybe both. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Okay, I'm not smudging anything, hopefully. The pencils are fantastic when you have any kind of detail work and you need to cut in very close. You don't have to be... You can be very precise, basically. Oh, I love that colour. It's so gorgeous. Salmon. I think it might be my favourite of the pinks and reds. Gorgeous. Yeah, I totally forgot I have that Posca white pen, which I can use for the sign and maybe for that CIA on the top. Beautiful. You are gorgeous. Talking to my pencils. There must be something going on with my head. Oh, let's see that one. Just add a little definition, which is olive pro marker. Okay, what to do with this gazebo? What was it? Not gazebo. It's kind of... I know, I'm going to use that one. Yeah, like a blind thing, isn't it? And let's just use another kind of brownish, greyish, something like that, bluish. Something to give it a shadow. I don't have any brown here, I must do. Oh, there it is. It's like a nice little brown. And this brand is from Switzerland, the Cavendish. And yes, I did go to Switzerland this summer. Wish I could see how those things are produced in like a factory tour. If you could do something like that, that would be awesome. And let's open our lovely favorite set. Is it here? Yes. Neocolors. And this is the color I want to use. Light grey. There are so many different shades of grey, and you have to be very deliberate what you want, what effect. And we're going to mix it with beige. That will give us kind of different look. And these are water soluble, number 2 neocolors from Cavendish. I have built my own set, my favorite colors, and these are beautiful. Let's just add a little bit of that. You can go wet on wet, you can go dry. It's very versified. No, what's the word? Basically, you can use them even like that, like water, 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 and then apply a bit on. Very clever. Trying to give a texture to that building a little bit so it doesn't stick so smoothly. That's nice. I still think like this framing for the doors, for the window and the door is a little bit pale. So let me grab that brown pencil and add a little bit of definition there. It doesn't have to be very precise. I quite like it to be a bit loose. It's a bit character, but that's really nice. That's cute. I wish I had more of those Inkton's blocks. They're only little, these ones from Derwent. And these are water soluble, but they're so nice. They give it texture, they can give you extra dimension. Okay, so now we need our white posca pen, the thin one. So you want to shake it and then put some out to see if it's not dirty with any other colors that you did before. So let's do that CIA. That little running man. Something like that. Okay, lucky it's not like it's supposed to be a picture where you are exactly going by the how it looks in real life. You know what? I'm actually going to make that sign a little darker so it's going to stand out more when we put that white in. This is something to learn for the future. If I want to make sure that sign is more visible, let's go with a darker brown. Again, this is learning curve. Great, and now I can just a little bit more shadows here and there. Great. I think this is a little bit mess. I could just turn, whilst this is drying out, I could make that a little bit darker green. Oh, so watery. That in the distance is a bit more darker. That's better. Just to separate it a little bit, and I can add that brown to get a harmony. Did they have any kind of little lights as well? That would be cute to create. Another posca pen. This one is peach, I think. Apricot, apology. So here we could just make pretend lights. Something like that. I love these posca pens. And then here on top, on those lighter bits, so there is a bit of separation of plants, really light, and those very dark ones. That's fine. So our sign needs to dry completely before we put posca pen, so I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea. Okay, now the paper is dry. Let me just check. Yeah, it feels nice and dry and touch. And we have this posca white pen. I wish it was a little bit thicker, but I will try our best. So just let's start with that B. Because it kind of bleeds a tiny bit. Looking at the characteristics of the letters. Trying to keep in one line so they're not exaggerated, because it can dramatically change the feel of the font, but I think that's okay. Okay, that's fine. The highlights here and there. And now back to our plants. I'm trying to look at the photograph, but the plants aren't even there. Just a little bit here and there. And then with a purple. Just pretending there are some flowers there as well. Like a rhododendron plant. Back to our apricot. Put a little flowers here on the. Feels funny. Have to squeeze it down. Oh, I quite wish I had like a nice pink color, just like that salmon, to create some flowers for that. Making that letterbox a little bit darker here. And I think this is guys complete now. I don't know if there's anything else I should add. Maybe with these ones, just a little bit of green just to give a little bit of a texture here. But generally, I think we are done. This is kind of in my style. I would say maybe I should go one more time over that sign, just to make sure it showed enough. It's still kind of wet. Okay, and this is it. We're going to peel it off. This is always like a nerve-wracking bit, because this horrible tape likes to snag the paper or rip it off. Oh, massive effort. I'm going to have to invest in a low-tack tape, because this is just painful. It goes fine and then it rips. Oh, that one went actually fine, surprisingly. This is very much ripping the paper. Okay, not too bad, because I scan it after anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much, but still would be nice to get a nice clean cut. So here we are, that's the finished work. We did a bit of a mixed media again. Not too many different materials, just because it's the building, so there wasn't too much to go crazy with. If that was more foliage, more plants, we could maybe do that. Let me just fix those chairs. Oh, I thought that was black. Make them a little bit more existing in here. That's better. Okay, and this is it. I'm happy with that and hope you enjoy that, and please let me know what other images you would like to see and where you come from. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching.